Imagine walking into Parliament to read a petition, a simple request for change, but they won't even let you open your mouth. Your proposal is rejected, not after a debate, not after a vote, but without even being read. And this lasts for 8 long years. Welcome to American democracy in 1836, late 1830s. Every single month, hundreds of petitions flood the U.S. Congress with one demand: abolish slavery. The Southern slave owners are panicking. They know if Congress starts discussing slavery, eventually they'll start banning it. But the Constitution guarantees the right to petition the government. And the Northerners, they are using that right like a sledgehammer. Southern congressmen find a radical solution. You can't lose a debate if there is no debate. On May 26, 1836, the House of Representatives votes for something called the Gag Rule. Every petition regarding slavery is automatically rejected. No reading, no discussion, just straight to the archives. The vote passes with a massive majority. Democracy has just voted to shut up. The rule was simple and brutal. A petition hits the desk. It gets stamped REGECT. It disappears. But one man refuses to be silenced. Former President John Quincy Adams. He's 70 years old. He walks with a cane. But every single day he brings new petitions to the floor. Once he tried to read a petition written by the slaves themselves. They threatened him with impeachment. The Gag Rule turned Congress into an absurd theater. You couldn't talk about slavery, even though it was everywhere. But here's the irony. The ban had the opposite effect. The more they tried to silence the North, the more petitions arrived. The Northerners saw the Gag Rule as a personal insult. They realized if they ban talk about slavery today, they'll ban talk about anything tomorrow. For 8 years, the mountain of petitions grew, from 200 to 2,000. Finally, on December 3, 1844, the hammer falls. The House votes to repeal the Gag Rule. Democracy is allowed to speak again. John Quincy Adams, who fought this battle alone for 8 years, lives to see it. He is 77. But lifting the ban on words did not lift the ban on slavery. Slavery would endure for 20 more years. The Gag Rule taught America a terrifying lesson. If you can't talk about a problem, the problem doesn't vanish. It turns into a bomb. In 1861, that bomb exploded. The Civil War erupted, claiming 600,000 lives. You might think this is ancient history, but the question remains, can we ban the discussion of a problem? Today, they don't call it the Gag Rule. They call it political expediency or the agenda. But history remembers. When democracy votes for silence, it is voting for its own death. John Quincy Adams died just 3 years after the Gag Rule was lifted, right there in the halls of Congress. His last words, "It is well, the Republic lives." What topic are we forbidden from discussing today? And who decides what is safe to say? Tell me, is silence a tool of peace or a precursor to war?